The Chancellor is reportedly expected to scrap the two-child benefit cap in her budget on Wednesday this week, which the government claims could pull more than 500,000 children out of poverty.
Rachel Reeves is also expected to announce a change in the national insurance contributions on salary sacrifice schemes, which could see pension pots shrink. And the Business Secretary, Peter Kyle, who is off to the business conference, the CBI conference today, joins us now. Good morning, Mr Kyle. You'll know that business are quite grumpy about the tax rises from last year's budget, and more tax rises, it seems, to come in this budget. Rachel Reeves wrote in the Sunday Times yesterday, "To blame the hand you're dealt is a dereliction of duty." How are you going to explain to the CBI why there's going to be more tax rises when she told us a year ago that she was done for the Parliament?
Thanks, Ed. We've been listening really closely to business in opposition and in government. They asked us to lower the cost of energy, and today I'm announcing a scheme that will lower the cost of energy by 25% for those 7,000 businesses that are doing manufacturing around the country. They told us they wanted us to lower the regulatory burdens, and just in the few weeks I've been in this job, Ed, I have lowered the regulatory burden by £240 million a year. That's £1 billion worth over the course of this government. They also told us that they were fed up of the stability and the instability in the policy making before. So we've launched the industrial strategy that gives 10-year certainty in policy making into the future. That's over the course of a decade of national renewal. So we are delivering the core things that the business community asked for. And yes, in this budget, we were doing more to get a grip on the cost of living crisis, making sure we protect the NHS, but also tackle that other economic behemoth that we inherited, which is the national debt, that is now eating up £1 in 10 just in debt repayment payments.
So are you going to have a go at answering my question or not?
Well, Ed, I've spelt out what we have done for business. We've been listening to business. When it comes to the taxation and the fiscal changes that may or may not be made on Wednesday, you know better than anyone else that I can't talk in detail about it. I'm sorry, I just can't.
I understand that, but a year ago, the Chancellor told the CBI she was done with tax rises, and then 3 weeks ago in Downing Street, she said on the record there's going to be more tax rises, and I just wondered how you were going to explain that to the CBI.
Well, let's just see what happens on Wednesday. I mean, it's really frustrating for me that the CBI event comes just 2 days before the actual budget. I would love to be back at the CBI straight after the budget. I'm always here. I've never, ever turned down the invitation to come appear on your show, and I'll do so any time to explain the facts of the budget. But look, right now, today, there's two big schemes that I'm announcing, lowering the cost of energy by 25% for 7,000 businesses. That will contribute towards a more competitive business environment. It will contribute towards economic growth. I'm also investing, because I wrote to the British Business Bank, so that we can support better and swifter those companies that are fast growing, those scale-up companies. That's happening from today as well.
Yeah.
So there are big things that are happening there today that I can announce because they're out the door.
And I'm sure those 7,000 British businesses who face having their electricity bills cut by up to 25% under your scheme will be thrilled to bits. What about normal householders who were told on Friday that Ofgem's energy price cap for the 3 months from January the 1st is to rise? What help are they going to get?
Well, you know full well that we are striving to transition our energy production to a renewable system, a more sustainable low-carbon system, by investing in renewables, but also in a new generation of nuclear, because the previous generation failed to commission new nuclear.
OK, so what help are they going to get?
And that will, in the longer term, drive down prices. Now, when it comes to the shorter term things, let's look at the budget on Wednesday, because we know, and I can tell you, that we are taking action in that budget to make sure we get a grip of the cost of living challenges that people are facing.
Are you going to help people with their energy bills? Sounds like you might.
Well, what I'm saying is that we are aware of the cumulative impact that the cost of living crisis has been having on individual people. We are making sure that as we come into this budget period that we are very focused on that. So we are very, very aware of what this energy price challenge has caused to people in recent years. We are doing everything we can in the short, medium and the long term to get a grip on it.
OK, so that sounds really interesting, Peter Kyle. What are you going to do? I mean, are you going to take some of the things that people end up paying for in their energy bills out and pass that on to energy businesses, or are you going to, as a government, offer some sort of subsidy for people's energy bills?
You're tempting me to talk about the consumer side.
Yep.
The consumer side, we will be talking about a lot more into the future. Today, I can talk about the business side.
When you say the consumer side, do you mean how it affects real people like our viewers? Yes.
Well, let me be really clear. What happens in business affects viewers. What happens in business by lowering the cost of businesses means that products and services are cheaper for people to buy. That means that when we lower the cost for businesses, it means that it creates economic growth in our country, and growth is connected to every single person in our whole country, because if we can get economic growth into our country, and I will be doubling down on this in the weeks and months ahead, it means that people can look forward to a better life next year and the year afterwards than they're having this year. That is what economic growth means for people. So by investing in business, we are investing in people. I'm the business secretary. I am the business secretary that's on your show talking about what I'm doing for business in this country.
Peter Kyle, you will be aware that there have been repeated complaints in recent days and weeks from the business community that all of this speculation about the budget, the Chancellor's statement in Downing Street, and then the statement from the Treasury to doing a U-turn on the U-turn from the manifesto, all of this has been blighting investment, has been killing business confidence. Actually, this budget process has been chaotic and damaging for business. So as the business secretary, what are you going to say to the business audience today about future budgets? Are we going to see this every year, or was this year just an aberration?
Well, Ed, what I'll say is that we are listening very closely, and I am listening very closely to what business say all the time. And if there's things that this government can do that improves the relationship with business, then I will strive to deliver it.
So have you heard them complain in recent days and weeks that all this budget speculation has been a disaster for investment in Britain?
Well, in the conversations that I've had in recent weeks, people have been complaining mostly and begging the government to act on energy prices, which is why we are, begging to act on regulation, which is why I'm doing so much to ease the burden on regulation. And they also want stability, and they praise us for the stability that we brought. But also, lots of conversations I've been having with business have been talking about the great opportunities that come from the 3 trade deals that we have struck in the first year and a half of this government.
So nobody's mentioned to you, as business secretary, nobody has mentioned to you from the business community in recent days and weeks that this budget leaking and speculation has been damaging for investment in British business. Nobody's mentioned that to you at all.
People have mentioned it to me. It has not been the majority thing that people have mentioned to me.
And what do you say to them when they mention it?
Well, the majority thing that people have been talking to me about the fundamentals of policy.
Go on, Peter. Peter, you're doing such a great job. Just answer one question. Go on, just one. Just one. When people from business complain about all this speculation about the budget damaging business investment, what do you say to them about that?
When people say to me about the speculation, and speculation comes from all quarters, not just government, it comes from conversations like this, and it comes from conversations that are in all parts of the media, I say I am listening to you, and I will always listen to business, and I will always strive to do better when you think that we can do better.
And how does that go down?
What I'll do.
And how does that go down?
Fantastically well, because people, it's about time. It's about time, Ed. They had a government and they had a Secretary of State that was listening to them.
We will find out from the CBI conference today how well that goes down when you say that. Will you say that to them in the hall?
OK, Peter Kyle, thank you very much indeed. We have to discuss that with Andrew and Kevin next.
Thank you, Peter Kyle.